Welcome to The Man in the Middle. I'm your host, Bill West. Today we're talking about the new episode of WandaVision. I believe it was called Breaking the Fourth Wall. Uh, After the event of last episode, where Wanda expanded the Hex a good amount, she's a little tired. Excuse me. Still a little sick. But she's a little tired after the events, and all she wants is some time to relax. And she's just not getting it with the kids in the house. Uh, while she's dealing with that, Vision wakes up in the new circus that was formed by the Hex expanding over the Sword uh, temporary base, and now it's a circus, and he's uh, one of the new clowns supposedly. He sees Darcy chained to a truck, and he tries to get her to realize who he is, and she's mind wiped, believing that she's never met him before, and he's trying to hit her up for a date. The third storyline, Monica Rambeau is trying to get back into the Hex. She met up with some sword agents that were loyal to her mother and loyal to her, and they brought a super space age rover for her to try to pierce the wall of the Hex. And I'm as the show is going, I'm enjoying it more and more. This seems to be like a almost behind the scenes at time. That you have Wanda sitting in a chair talking to somebody off camera. You see Vision. He's sitting in a chair outside next to this van and talking to someone behind the camera like you would on a behind the scenes. It's a very enjoyable episode. It's we had the big episode coming on of last episode. We had the big event, and now we're calming down a bit before the end. We're taking a time, we're breathing, and getting ready for that last sprint. Sorry, my nose itches. I hear the next 3 episodes are going to be an hour long each. I can't wait. You really have to get into this show from the beginning. You can't drop into it anytime. It's the J. Michael Straczynski form of writing that each episode ties into the next episode, ties into the next episode. It's really a great series. I'm very happy with TV this season, although I'm only seeing WandaVision and Resident Alien. Although I am watching the NCISs, and I got to get back to Imposters and Legend with Sean Bean. I always say Legend with Sean Bean because there's other legends out there, and I want to differentiate between the ones. But during the episode, Agnes drops by, and she sees that Wanda's sort of freaking out. So she says, boys, you need to come with me and give Mama some alone time. And they're like, we don't know about this. But Wanda's like, yeah, go away. And while she's having her alone time, Vision finally does his mind trick with Darcy, and she's like, oh, okay, this is what happened, and she fills him in on the history of or his own history up to that point, where he's no longer where he was dead, in fact, and Sword was trying to bring him back to life, and Wanda broke in and brought him back. And she told him about Thanos, the snap, everything that's happened, and he's not quite sure how to feel about the whole thing, knowing that he's dead and that he doesn't really exist outside the walls of the hex. Uh, while he tries to get home, uh, Monica tries to get back in, and she drives the space rover all the way up to the wall, and the wall rejects it, and uh, Jimmy gets on the radio and tells her to get out because you really can't do this again. You've already been rewritten twice, and you won't survive. So we get a nice shot of the rover climbing the wall of the hex and beginning to be rewritten. Oh, my face is just itchy. And she dives out before it flips over and it turns, and the back of the rover is space age and the front is a minivan. It's a very cool mix. And she's on it. She's on the ground. She's looking at the wall, and she's like, "I can do this." And Jamie's telling her, "No, you can't do this. You can't do this." And she goes, "I can make it." And so she takes off at a running start, hits the wall, and we see her sort of like we saw Rey in The Last Jedi, spread out between 3 or 4 different, or I think it's maybe 5 or 6 different versions of herself. And we hear a confusing muddle of voices. I couldn't really make anything out. I could just hear voices talking. And she makes it through the wall. She snaps back, and she gets out of her spacesuit. And amazingly enough, the suit that she's wearing looks like her Captain Marvel photon, black and silver look. And she comes out, and her eyes are glowing blue, and she can see everything sort of like a matrix. Like when Neo looked into the Matrix, he could see, the lines of force and programming. She can do the same thing now. She makes it over to Wanda's house, and while she's Wanda's like, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. Get out." And she goes, "I just want to talk to you. You don't need to be doing this. You can make things right." And Wanda pretty much throws her out forcibly, and she lands in the whole superhero, one knee on the ground, one fist on the ground. She's got that superhero pose, and it's like, oh yeah, she's Photon or whatever name she took after becoming Captain America or Captain Marvel, because they're not going to let her use Captain Marvel as long as Brie Danvers is in the MCU. And she talks. She's almost talking Wanda down when Agnes comes in, and Agnes is like, "No, you need to leave her alone. She's had a bad day. Just leave her alone." And she takes Wanda to her house. Wanda notices that the boys aren't there, that there's half eaten sandwiches, a couple of half drank glasses of milk, and it's, she's like, "Where are the boys?" And she's like, Agnes tells her they're downstairs playing, maybe. And so Wanda goes downstairs, and she starts to look around, and it's a creepy dungeon, medieval witchcraft looking type of thing. And we find out that Agnes is actually Agatha Moorhead. Those who know her from the comics, she was Franklin Richards' nanny. She was also Wanda's teacher in the MCU. She's the one who taught her how to use magic. And sometimes she straddled the gray line into dark. I gave up on Marvel Comics a long time ago, so I'm not quite sure what her story is. I just know that, here, it looks like she's the one possessing Wanda, that all this has happened because of Agnes. And we go back and seeing through flashbacks, everything that's gone wrong in the series through the series is Agnes's fault, is Agatha's fault. And it's very, very interesting. I've enjoyed this. I'm looking to see what it builds up to. Uh, I've been wondering what's going to happen to the MCU after Endgame. I haven't been really excited. I would have liked to have seen, Black Widow before now. I wish Disney would give up. Excuse me. Oh, I've had such a bad day. Uh, I wish Disney would take just go ahead and take the chance to put Black Widow on Disney Plus, and then you know I'm looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm getting some good vibrations, and can't wait to see where this leads to. Especially, like I've been saying, this leads into Doctor Strange 2. Doctor Strange 2 has to be one of my favorite Marvel superheroes. Captain America, Nova, Richard Rider, not the other kid. Yeah. I think that's it. I mean, I have some, second tier favorite superheroes. Quasar is one of them. Darkhawk. Some of the cosmic heroes I'm really into. But right now, I'm very happy. This definitely gets the thumbs up from me, and I can't wait to see where this ends. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're tuning into it every week. Or for those of you who aren't turning into it every week, I hope that you turn into it after it's all said and done. Some people don't like to wait the week. Some people like to stream it all at once. Get it done with. I like the week. Tired. Pain pills. Tweaked my back at work this week, and the pain pills make me a little tired, a little loopy. But I've been enjoying this. I hope you have too. If you've liked what you've seen today, hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. I'll make sure to comment back to you. Saturday and Sundays are usually the days I do channel maintenance, talking to people, cleaning things up. So hold on till then. I will get back to you. I'm not so big that I can't or won't. I love seeing what people say to me. I like talking to my audience. It's fun. It's relaxing. This is my last video of the night. It's almost 9 p.m. my time, so it's time for bed. I have to emphasize that. So, like I said, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, share this on social media, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.